going on, everybody? This is Zubz, the last letter, legendary golden mic holder, ill rhyme writer, MC extraordinaire, and this is the Afribiz charts. My love for music began in Harare, Zimbabwe. I was very young. I wasn't a musician at the time, but I loved radio. There was a radio station in Harare called Radio 3, and there were some incredible DJs on Radio 3. A guy called Peter Johns. There was another one called Tich Mataz. He later came to South Africa and he became a big icon. And various others, you know, just really incredible DJs who played incredible music from all over the world. So I was exposed to rock music, I was exposed to R&B, I was exposed to soul, I was exposed to rap music. But I was so young at the time. For me, there was no such thing as genres, there was just music. And I think I immediately resonated with that. But my mom already had a collection of vinyls to the roof at that point, you know, so I'd always listen to her vinyls, Doobie Gray, all kinds of stuff. And I think it came from her, but it was nurtured by Harare, Zimbabwe. That's actually where my love for music came from, started. The Black August concert in 2001, Johannesburg, was for me where it all began in South Africa. That was the beginning of Zubz's journey as an artist in South Africa, officially. It was incredible to share the stage with those guys. You know, at that time, I think I'd only shared the stage with an international hip-hop artist once. Back in Harare, I shared the stage with the Lost Boys. But that one was the first time when I actually shared the stage with one of my personal idols, Black Thought. You know, Black Thought was in town. I could actually be with him in the same space. It was insane, mind-boggling. And I learned a lot about celebrity from that experience. I learned a lot about idols from that experience. Because it really broke down a lot of preconceptions I had about like the people I looked up to in hip-hop. Because I used to, you know, sit in Africa listening to these Americans and going, wow, this is insane, this is insane. But here was like Talib and Black Thought, and they were just like me. They were rhyming just like me. They were on a stage just like me. But unlike them, nobody at that place, it was Park Station at the time, they converted it into like a concert venue. Nobody at Park Station knew me. They knew Black Thought, they knew Talib, they knew J. Rue, they knew Dead Prayers, they knew, like, you know, they didn't know me. They didn't know who Zubz was. You know, this is just a random guy. But I jumped on that stage, bruh, same stage as those dudes, and I rocked it. I had them chanting, I had them like screaming the chorus. And from that moment on, people recognized who Zubz was. Well, the thing about music is that in the beginning you have your issues, right? And your issues are personal. So for example, if you're not open to Nigerian hip-hop, because you're not open to Nigeria and you're not open to Nigerians, you will lose out on the musical contribution that Nigerian music makes because of your issues. If you're not open to Zimbabwean hip-hop because of your issues against Zimbabwe or whatever, you won't experience the Zimbabwean music energy. So what it takes is for you to let go of your issues before you can actually enjoy music. So what I have found is that more and more people in South Africa, every time I go out, I'm amazed, they've let go a lot of their preconceived issues. Before, they used to think hip-hop is not even an African genre. This hip-hop is a states thing. Now they don't even think that. Now they know that there's such a thing as hip-hop in Africa, by Africans, for Africans. So they don't have those issues. Before, they used to think that, okay, if it's hip-hop being made by, and if it's being made in Xhosa or Zulu or in English, then it's a certain kind of hip-hop. But then they realized that actually a dope song is a dope song. A dope MC is a dope MC, as KRS once said, you know? So now we're getting more and more people who actually start to listen to Drake and say, hey, that's dope. Then they listen to Tear Gas and say, hey, that's dope. They'll listen to Zubz, say, yo, that's dope. They'll listen to Tumi, yo, Nas, yo, J. Cole, Reason, 10 Diamond from Zim. Like, they'll listen to anything and they'll put it on the same level because everybody gets it at the same time. It's the age of the internet. When Drake drops a new album, we hear it. When 10 Diamond or Zubz drops a new album, we hear it. So I found that in Africa, especially because when I started, it was different. We had CDs, we had to go to the stores, we had to import albums at CD Warehouse. Now, everybody gets fresh new hip hop, whether it's from their local MCs or from international MCs, like that. And I love that. That was almost a decade ago when I was in a band called The Origins. The Origins was a band that I formed under the Outrageous Records banner. Outrageous Records was formed by a group called Black Rage Productions, but Outrageous Records had Zubz, H2O, Proverb, Pebbles, Optical Illusion, and a whole bunch of others. And I wanted an outlet that would allow me to be an MC with band music. I loved the boom bap, I loved it. But I also felt the need to, like the Fela Kuti music used to hit me, bruh. So I wanted to have some kind of semblance of that rhythm and rap over it. So I formed The Origins with a girl called Hope Chisenga from Botswana. And we're all taken care of by Zino at Outrageous Records. He nurtured our dream. He made sure we got together with the right musicians, bass players, drummers, guitarists. It was wicked. We did a song called Family of One. Did a song called The Origins as well. Great songs, played on Metro FM, a big radio station in South Africa. And we loved that moment because it allowed me to see that as an MC, as a rapper, I can be many things at the same time. I can be in a band and I can be solo and I can still be able to explore the horizons of being an MC. And I love that about The Origins. Unfortunately, as is the case with most bands, you know, it's very difficult to always be on the same page with each other, to always see eye to eye, and to always have your dreams and directions going in the same direction. So we ended up splitting up. But I've enjoyed being a solo artist, you know, and I still build on that foundation that I've learned musically from being in the Origins band. It's funny because not a lot of people know about the Origins, but clearly you guys here, you do your homework here at Afribiz. You guys are not, you're not joking. That's a great question because a lot of musicians, when we do music, we always think of our friends and our town and our country and maybe our continent, but we never see beyond that. And the thing about music, the power of music is that it transcends all borders, it transcends all time. Basically, everyone that's alive right now while we're recording this, you, me, everybody, we're gonna die. That's a guarantee, I can tell you right now. We're gonna die. But what will remain is the music. And that means in 150 years from now, when there's no such thing as a country, or in 300,000 years, when there's no such thing as borders, the music will remain. The music will still be here. So when I create music, I create it knowing full well that there are other people outside of my world that are going to hear it. So I talk in a way that will try to at least bring in as many people as possible, you know? I was born in Zambia, speaking Nyanja and Lozi and Bemba and Tonga. And then my family moved to Harare and I couldn't speak Nyanja anymore because no one around me was speaking Nyanja, they were speaking Shona and English. And then after that, I came to South Africa in 1996, no one was speaking Shona anymore, but they were speaking English, you know? I traveled to Finland, they're speaking English. Everywhere I go, they're speaking in English. But I felt like more than me coming there and speaking English, I need to bring Africa with me. So in my music, you will find that every time I rhyme in English, because that has been my experience as Zubz Last Letter. The African experience I've had is that I've grown up speaking English in all these places I've gone to. It's my strongest language. I communicate in English, but I speak about things like in a song called Handiende. I speak about things like polygamy. I speak about things like the Nyami Nyami, which is a myth in Hararan mythology. I wear a Babatunde hat, which is a hat created by Mr. Gareth Cowden from South Africa. You understand what I'm saying? So everything I embody is Africa. Wherever I go, I transmit Africa. The English versus American versus global versus local debate doesn't count with me, you know? It's like someone saying hip-hop music is an American genre when they don't know that there's Japanese people creating hip-hop music. There's people Kokasira, Tembisa creating hip-hop music. There's people in Chitungwiza, in Zim, in Harare, creating hip-hop music. You know what I mean? Lusaka, Zambia, hip-hop music. In Chalimbana there, hip-hop music. You know, and that's the thing, that's how I approach hip-hop music as Zubz. I approach it like that, like I am global because I am Zubz the Last Letter. My message is a global message, you know? So I just make sure the music just keeps up with that. Dragon Lion, Full Circle. It probably counts as my 4th studio project. It's Dragon is a representation of the year I was born in. I was born in the year of the dragon. But my album was also recorded in the year of the dragon. So as far as I'm concerned, that's full circle. Lion, I'm a Leo. I was born in July 24th. That makes me a lion, and I exhibit all the characteristics of such, right? I released my first single in July, which brought us full circle. You understand what I mean? When I first started my hip-hop career in 2003, I released the Last Letta mixtape to let people know that I'm here, to let people know what I'm about, and to establish a real rapport between me and my new audience. When the Year of the Dragon came back again, I realized this is a new world, Joe. This is a new era. I'm not dropping CDs anymore. It's not just the South African audience, that's my audience. I have a new audience. I need to reintroduce myself to this new audience on this new platform. Time for a free CD again. It's time for free music again. Once again, full circle. The same way my Last Letta mixtape gave me a 10-year career, the Dragon Lion free CD or free album is gonna give me a 10-year career as well. Just in a different direction with a new market. Because I mean, whether artists like to admit it or not, times have changed. You don't do things like you used to anymore and expect the same results. So you have to change the way you do things. And part of my changing the way I do things now is base my entire operation online. You know, I never used to do that before, but now I live online. The online space has become my space, and that world is free. Metaphorically and literally, that's a free space. I was born in Zambia, I was raised in Zim, my career was based in South Africa. I am like the epitome of Pan-Africanism, the unity of different continents, the way I've been received in South Africa, the way I've been able to travel. I see the true value in uniting people. It's powerful. It's the most powerful thing you can do with culture and with music. And Afribiz guys see that too, which makes me go, oh man, snap. These dudes clearly were on the same page, you know? And that's, you know, that for me is a special thing, you know? The charts themselves, hey Joe, 100 songs changing every week, stay up to date with what's going on out there, always be exposed to different types of energies and vibes from all over the place. You've got the main channels that will play you the main things all the time. Then you got Afribiz that will play you all kinds of things all the time. So hey man, it's good to have these guys, but it's great to have these other Afrobiz guys, you know? So big up to Afribiz.